Hey everyone, it's Shannon and welcome back to the OSCE Archives. Today's video is 9 months since my last video. I have a lot to share in this video to give you all an update about what's been going on this past couple of months. First things first, I have moved into a brand new apartment. So I'm out here on my patio now. So this is gonna be the setting of all of my videos from here on out. Super excited about having a larger space now and a little bit more room to walk around. Aside from that, I have a couple updates just about what the first year of medical school was like overall. I want to talk about some of the leadership experiences that I've had this first year and just some of the lessons I've learned overall just as a first year medical student. Please click the subscribe button. I'm almost at my 1,000 subscribers. Not really, I have 600, but I'm almost at 1,000. Please subscribe and help me get to 1,000 and share this video with anybody you know who might be a pre-med student or someone interested in medicine or a first-year medical student who might find it useful. And if you have any questions for me, please email me at alsoarc@gmail.com and I will respond back to you. Several people have already reached out to me for advice, whether it be pre-meds, post-bac programs, military questions, you name it. So please reach out and I will respond back to you. Again, please like and subscribe and thank you all for watching the video. First thing first I want to talk about is just completing my end of the year final exams. So we finished up with our pulmonary block and renal block, which is a combined, where we learn about the lungs and the kidneys. So it was only 2 exams and each exam covered 3 weeks of material. And I would say there was about 50 lectures per exam, which is a lot of material. The exams are about 90 questions a piece, and luckily I passed both of my exams and now I am done with block material. And then this past Monday we also had our end of the year OSCE, and for those who don't know, the OSCE is kind of a simulated patient experience where you have to knock on the door and go into a room and see a patient who is presenting with a certain chief complaint. There's various chief complaints that could be one was about the heart, one was a musculoskeletal complaint, another one was about the neurological symptom, and then the last one was a lung case. And so you don't know which ones you're gonna get, but there was 4 cases all together and we had to knock on the door and go in as if we are the doctor seeing the patient. But we have to do the entire physical exam, get an entire history from the patient, and then we have to type up the note of what we're gonna document and what we did. And then in some of the cases we even had to do an oral presentation, which is what you would present to the attending physician that you're working with. So those were very hectic, but we've been learning how to do these skills in doctoring our entire first year. Since I think the 2nd week of school we've been doing this, so the repetition did help and I think that I did pretty well, so fingers crossed that I passed and I don't have to do any kinds of retakes on that. But aside from that, just overall the exams and just evaluations of first year, it's really kind of amazing how every step of the way there's things that are happening that you just overcome one after another. And like, for example, this OSCE that we had, I'm sure I wasn't the only one dreading it the whole entire school year, but once we finally get to it and you do it, you're done and it's over. So it's kind of amazing that the things that were so daunting they just end up being something else that you accomplish along the way. I can honestly say that medical school has been the most successful I've ever been in any academic setting ever. So from undergrad, from my master's degree, I've never done as well and performed as well on exams than I have here in medical school. So I think that just shows too that once you're in the place where you're supposed to be, things will start to work out and you'll be around the different types of people and the different resources that you need to actually be successful. So those are my takeaways from the academic side of medical school. Also, if you are an incoming first year or you're applying to medical school, always ask for help when you need it. Use the resources that you have at your disposal, even if it's just asking the upperclassmen at your college or your medical school. Ask them what their experience is like and get their perspective on, how to best prepare for this test or how to best study, because those people are the people who have done it before you and they know what the rigors are that you're going to face. For me, I was in tutoring every week, and the first couple of months of school, I had, I think, 3 tutoring sessions every week for an hour. Also, please find a group to study with. I can honestly say that my study group that we work with together, there's no way that I would have passed like half of the exams of these past 9 months if it wasn't for them. So try to find the people that you click with for academic studying. You can have a separate friend group, but also have a study group that you can be serious with, that can really hold you accountable for the material and quiz you, because those are the people that'll really like drag you through when you're struggling, because you're all going to be struggling together. Is really going to be a big help whether you're in college or in medical school. Now to discuss some of the leadership things that I've been able to do. I think in the last video I mentioned that I was applying to be class representative, which is the person who is kind of the liaison between the class of medical students and the deans and leadership of our College of Medicine. And we will serve in this position for all 4 years. And through that leadership position, I've been able to sit on several committees that have been involved in hiring leadership for the school. I've been able to provide input on hiring new faculty, and different things have come up, opportunities where I can share my opinion as a diverse student to help to improve our college community as a whole. So I highly recommend getting involved in leadership if you can, because it'll really give you an inside scoop into how your institution is run, and then you making yourself known and making yourself present will just open so many doors. People will start to know who you are. The deans, I think about every single dean at my college knows who I am by name. They see me around, I'm involved. So all these connections will come in handy in the future. Aside from being class rep, I planned an event on behalf of the Black Medical Student Association and also the White Coats for Black Lives, which I'm a leadership on at our school. And I planned a Black History Month event with the Archer-Ragsdale chapter of Tuskegee Airmen here in Phoenix. The mission of the chapter is to just continue the legacy of the Tuskegee Airmen, and to do that through mentorship and community outreach, and just spreading the history of what the Tuskegee Airmen fought for and how they contributed to the success of our country during World War II. And so I invited them to our campus to speak, and it was a very well attended event. We had over 100 attendees, both on Zoom and in person. I even had the media team from the university write an article, and it was featured on our website, and it was just a really big event, and I was just so happy that it ended up being the way that it was. And as a result of my work in that, I was invited to be inducted into the Archer-Ragsdale chapter of Tuskegee Airmen. So now I have my own red jacket, so I matched the group and have now been involved in several of their community events. One of which where I got to meet the director of the Veterans Affairs Hospital, as well as the director of the Veterans Administration here in Phoenix, both of which are African-American females. I've been able to meet the former Chief of Staff of the Air Force, several high-ranking Air Force officers, just you name it, just people that I've never thought I would ever be able to be in the same room with. I've been able to meet through my experiences with this chapter, and that all stemmed from my event that I was able to plan for Black History Month. So again, put yourself out there and continue to do what you like to do. Just because you're in medical school doesn't mean you have to give up the things that you enjoy. So continue to do those things, because that will help you to build your resume and open so many doors for you that you never thought were even possible. So I'm just super grateful for those opportunities that have come through, and I've been able to do all that and still succeed in my program in medical school. So that's just to show that you can make time for things that you want to make time for. It's not all about academics, even though that is the main bulk of your time, but you will have time to do other things. So yeah, so a couple of exciting things to share with that. Aside from those, other things that I've learned in medical school is just that you will be amazed at how much you learn in such a short period of time, and how much things that were intimidating will not be intimidating in a couple of months, if that makes sense. You'll start off and everything will be brand new and very foreign, and you won't feel comfortable at all. But then by the end of the first year, you're gonna have your place, you'll find your people, and you will be successful. And it is challenging, it is hard at times, and you will have failures along the way. It's okay, you learn from your mistakes. And I think in pretty much all of my previous videos, I've talked about how you don't have to be the perfect applicant to medical school to be successful in medical school. So I really like to stress that, because if you've seen my other videos, you'll see that it's been a journey just to get to this point. And once you get here, the journey doesn't stop. It's still hard, and there's still gonna be things that you need to work on within yourself, but it's just all part of the process, and you're just picking up little nuggets along the way, and you'll just fall right into place where you belong. So that's the couple of things that I had to share for this year. Next up, we are in summer break. So it's called a PAL block, which is the personalized active learning block. And for this, we have to do a minimum of 60-hour requirement of anything that pretty much anything that we want to do. So whether it be, military training, volunteering, shadowing, research, you name it, it just has to get approved through our school. And so for that, I am volunteering at a camp here in Arizona, which is for children with spina bifida. So I'll be doing that for a week, and that'll take care of my 60-hour commitment. And aside from that, I'm also going to be going back to Guatemala again, which I'm super excited about. My first trip to Guatemala had a couple of bumps along the way, but this one I'm doing another solo trip, so this will be a lot of fun. I'm going to be learning some more Spanish and staying with my same host family, so I'm really looking forward to that. And then afterwards, I'm going home on the back end of break. So it's gonna be a jam-packed 6 weeks, but I'm really excited to finally have a break. In the meantime, I will be doing some studying for our Step 1 exam, which will be coming up next year in February. I'm just gonna start doing a couple of questions per day to make sure I'm on track with that, because although it is pass-fail, I still wanna pass. So I'm gonna try to get that into my schedule now. That way when we start back classes in July, I'll already have a routine going. I'm still gonna be mostly resting and traveling and eating over these next 6 weeks, just to give myself some space to decompress. I'm happy to be here and to be successfully completing my first year. Again, I've learned a lot of things so far in this year, and I'm excited to learn more to come as a second-year medical student coming up. And if you have any questions at all about my journey, pre-med, applying for post-bac programs or whatever it might be, military scholarship, please feel free to reach out, because all these things are very fresh for me right now. So I would love to give any advice that I can to those who want to follow a similar path. And again, I hope you have enjoyed this video. Please subscribe to my channel and share this video with anybody you might know who might be interested or might need some encouragement. And then again, feel free to email me with any questions you might have as well, or leave a comment below. So thank you all for watching, and I hope you have enjoyed this video.